Hello everyone, I'm Douglas Brito from Federal University of Bahia in Salvador, Brazil. I will present the study Code Checking using BIM for Digital Building Permit, a case study in a Brazilian municipality. The other authors are Diana Costa and Emerson Ferreira. Now we have our agenda for today. Basically, introduction, objective, literature review, method, finds and discussion, and conclusions. First of all, I would like to talk about automating code checking. That's critical to delivering a safer and more efficient digital building environment. Current checking processes are manual, time-consuming, expensive, and error-prone. Digitalization has materialized in many fields, including in the building permits. Electronic permitting systems have become popular in recent years. As an example of this, the main advantages are the increase in efficiency, faster permitted process, and greater transparency. This scenario reveals that digital permits are still a challenge faced by many countries, involving technological procedures, commercial, and political barriers to be overcome. Therefore, the main objective of this study was to analyze best practice and lessons learned in a Brazilian municipality to implement a digital permitting system based on BIM for a coding check. In this way, we conduct a literature review and identify the leading international initiatives. For example, GCOM project in UK, Finland, Estonia, Portugal, Dubai, KBIM in South Korea, One Ontario in Canada, Victoria Building Authority in Australia, Dona Linha in Chile. One of the cases in development is the Metropolis platform in the municipality of Salvador, here in Brazil. However, it's difficult to generalize in these cases due to specificities and variability of codes between countries. So there is a need for research others to analyze how public regulatory authorities can be successful in digitalization. The research strategy adopted involved a literature review in order to identify the problems in research gap, best practice, and lessons learned from existing experiences. The data collection took place involving a case study in Salvador, a large Brazilian municipality with around 3 million people. The choice of this municipality occurred because it's one of the pioneers in Brazil to start the digitalization process using BIM to automate the code checkings. Then the data collection took place through semi-structured interviews in local and video conference. The interviews were conducted with 3 professionals, 2 architects from the municipality, and an engineer from a local consultants that developed the technological solutions. In order to complete the diagnostic phase and consider the importance of managing and evaluating the process of digitalization, the framework proposed by Brito et al. 2021 was adapted to assess the degree of implementation of 9 critical success factors for BIM implementation using a 5 levels Likert scale. Document analysis was also used as a source of evidence during data collection, and the data analysis was based on a critical reflection on the digitalization process and the main practice and current challenges. Therefore, it was possible to compare the best practice and lessons learned in international initiatives with the Brazilian context. Finally, the discussion stage of the results aimed to formalize this paper's contributions. The digitalization is the final step of the method. The digitalization began in 2016, close to when the last revision of the municipal code took place. The municipality first actions were mapping the existing permitting process and redesigning them to simplify. Subsequently, a consulting company was hired to develop the system for submission and automating code checking, called Metropolis. Until 2020, the code was partially transcribed into computable checking rules. Some of the urban parameters that had their automated checking were minimal setbacks, maximum building height, permeability, occupation, land use coefficient, and passive protection. The first type of permitting in digitalization with a partial level of automation is medium complexity projects, specifically multi-residential housing with a single building, started in 2022. One stage in the case study included an assessment of the architect's perception about implementation degree of 90 critical success factors in the municipality. The graphic shows that critical success factors that obtained the lowest degrees of implementations were, in first, we have availability of technological infrastructure. In second, we have interoperability, and third, requirements for deliverables received. One of the reasons is in equipment and hardware that reached the lowest rate, as the organization still does not have enough hardware compatible with the checking platform. Another explanation is that the submission must initially occur through models exported in IFC generated only from Autodesk Revit software, justified by interoperability limitations that the consulting firm that developed the platform has not yet solved. This table compares the practices adopted and the challenges of the Brazilian municipality with the international experience in the main stages of digitalization identified in the literature. What we can see in relation to the legislation analysis stage as a best practice in the synchronization of automation with the necessary code review. Regarding the transcription of regulatory codes, for example, it's recommended that to use natural language process to accelerate this process. These are best practices and lessons learned not yet adopted in the case study. Regarding the development of the common data environment, lessons learned from other initiatives indicate that the municipality should adapt the platform to be open BIM. As final consideration, data analysis allowed a critical reflection of the Brazilian municipal context and comparison with international initiatives in 7 stages of digitalization. However, most of automated checking platforms under development are from North America, Europe, and Asia. The Brazilian experience can contribute to a greater understanding of the digitalization internal stage and dissemination of initiatives in developing countries. Future research may also explore the influence of removing subjectivity from code clauses and integration BIM and GIS to increase levels of automation. This is our last, our context. Thank you for everyone to be here, and I'm very grateful.